what's going on, everybody? In this video, we are going to be breaking down Spider-Man the Animated Series Season 3, Episode 14, Turning Point. Let's get into it. Hit that intro.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fan Club. It is your boy, Dan Brosnan, in the building. We are so happy to have you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a great one. We are going to be breaking down Spider-Man the Animated Series, Season 3, Episode 14, Turning Point. This episode is absolutely crazy. It is the season finale for the third season of Spider-Man. So let's just get right into it. The final episode of Season 3 Turning Point begins with Spider-Man's surprising decision to sever ties with Madam Web, believing his relationship with Mary Jane Watson has fulfilled his life's desire and doesn't see the need for further training. Madam Web cryptically warns him that he will one day regret this choice, foreshadowing the impending arrival of a two-headed monster. This foreshadowing immediately sets the stage for the episode's central conflict, the reemergence of the Green Goblin, newly equipped with a miniaturized time dilation accelerator. Norman Osborn, battling his dual personality, recklessly ignores the device's instability, fueled by a burning desire for revenge against Spider-Man and others he perceives as threats. The Goblin persona emphasizes the danger Spider-Man represents, knowing his secret identity. The episode unfolds with a cat and mouse game as the Green Goblin uses a stage robbery to lure Spider-Man. Spider-Man begins a search, but the Goblin's use of the time dilation accelerator allows him to move unseen, his presence only hinted at by Peter's erratic spider sense. An observation by the Goblin reveals Spider-Man's unmasked identity as Peter Parker, a revelation that initially shocks the villain, who struggles to comprehend that his nemesis is such a young man. This discovery, however, only fuels the Goblin's plan. Simultaneously, the narrative follows Peter's interactions with Mary Jane and Harry Osborn, highlighting the growing tension and misunderstanding among them. Harry's resentment towards Peter, fueled by Norman's manipulation, adds another layer to the conflict. The tension reaches a fever pitch at Harry's birthday party at the Osborn mansion. Norman's subtle actions and pointed comments towards Peter and Mary Jane reveal his knowledge of Peter's secret identity, culminating in a dramatic confrontation. A staged fire provides Peter with a diversion, allowing Green Goblin to abduct Peter and then subsequently Mary Jane. The episode then follows a thrilling chase sequence across the city. Green Goblin utilizes the time dilation accelerator to his advantage, repeatedly teleporting and taunting Spider-Man. During the climax on the George Washington Bridge, Green Goblin's dual personality leads to a chaotic fight, resulting in an accidental activation of the time dilation accelerator, sending Mary Jane into a temporal limbo. This tragic event leads to a heart-wrenching confrontation between Spider-Man and Madam Web, where Spider-Man's pride and self-reliance have devastating consequences, leaving him heartbroken and alone, forced to confront the true cost of his independence. The episode ends with Mary Jane trapped in limbo and Spider-Man left utterly devastated, fully realizing the depth of his loss and the devastating consequences of his decision to end his training with Madam Web. This was crazy. I loved this episode, and Spider-Man, for once, he was wrong. Like, he's made mistakes before, but Madam Web was trying to help him, and yeah, she's kind of a pain in the butt because she makes you work for every answer to the question you have, but she's the only one that actually understands you, Peter, knows what you're going through, and she could help you. If you continue to use her, there's a chance that Mary Jane would be okay, or maybe this was all supposed to happen to build your character anyways, but at the end, he pushes Madam Web out, gets all mad at her, screaming at her, and I'm thinking, buddy, like, a lot of this is on you. And does he really understand that she went through a portal? Because I like how they had it set up from his vantage point. It looks like she fell into the ocean, but for a quick second, when she's fallen, a portal opens up. Does he really know, like, she's out there in that portal until, like, later does he kind of come to his senses and realize that's what happened? And I think he does say something at the end. I just watched it and I can't remember, but kill me in the comments. That's okay. I'm not perfect. But this episode was crazy. One of the best episodes of this third season, which every episode in this season just seems like a banger. Like, everyone is fire. Before we leave you, let's get into some notes and trivia from Spider-Man animated fandom. This episode takes elements from 5 different Spider-Man comics. They are The Amazing Spider-Man number 39 from 66, The Amazing Spider-Man number 40, again from 1966, The Amazing Spider-Man 121 from 1973, The Amazing Spider-Man number 122 from 1973, and The Spectacular Spider-Man magazine from 68. To my knowledge, this is the first episode to use that many elements from different comics. In The Amazing Spider-Man number 39 and 40, Green Goblin discovers that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and he ties Peter up with a steel cable that is attached to his glider and flies him around. In The Amazing Spider-Man number 121, more famously known as the night Gwen Stacy died, Green Goblin kidnaps Gwen Stacy and takes her to the George Washington Bridge. As Spider-Man arrived, he fought the Green Goblin, who during the fight knocked Gwen Stacy off of the bridge. Spider-Man caught Gwen Stacy with the web line, but the whiplash from the sudden stop broke Gwen Stacy's neck and killed her. The words "Turning Point" appeared in big letters on the cover of The Amazing Spider-Man number 121. That is where this episode's title came from. In The Amazing Spider-Man number 122, Spider-Man fought the Green Goblin. During their battle, Green Goblin used a remote control to impale Spider-Man with his glider. However, Spider-Man jumps out of the way and the glider instead hits Green Goblin and kills him. They actually used this in the first Spider-Man movie from '02. That was fire. I do appreciate how every 10 to 20 years they throw that back into whatever show movie they're working on. It's cool to me. Mary Jane fits the role in this episode that Gwen Stacy had in the original comics. Since no one was actually allowed to die in a kid's cartoon, Mary Jane fell off the bridge into a time dilation portal and ended up trapped in limbo. Just like in the comics, Green Goblin was impaled by his glider. However, instead of dying, the glider pushed Green Goblin into a time dilation portal where he was then trapped in limbo. I did like how they didn't kill off MJ, and like we just said, they weren't going to allow that anyways. But now there's more of a story to go forward in the next few seasons. The dinner party scene from the episode is adapted from the Spectacular Spider-Man magazine number 2. Season 3 had 14 episodes, but only 8 of them dealt with sins committed by fathers. In this episode, Norman Osborn turns into Green Goblin and takes revenge on Spider-Man, which ultimately leads to Mary Jane being stuck in limbo. This episode marks one of the only 3 times in the entire series that Spider-Man throws a punch. Spider-Man punches Green Goblin while on his glider after Mary Jane accidentally fell into the time dilation portal. Here's our last note. This episode features the last appearance of the real Mary Jane Watson. All future appearances of the character would either be her clone or another Mary Jane from an alternate reality. Whoa, that is crazy. I didn't even realize it. I know we're going to see an episode coming up where there's like a clone version of her, But man, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe it. I love these notes. Shout out Spiderman animated fandom for always coming through for us. And thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this content. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode in the comments. And shout out all the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make stuff like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Salima Ramirez, Stephen Heffelman, Anime King Nick, Louis Cairns, Papillon Purple, Thomas Franco, and Troy Lyon. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button, and if you can, please sign up to be a member today. We have 3 membership power-ups. We have the Gold Ranger power-up, the most popular. You get into our exclusive fan club chat group. We have fan exclusive videos that we are adding monthly now, and you get a video shout out. Yes, folks, at the end of our videos, I will shout out your name. We also have the Quantum Ranger power up where you get monthly meetings online with me. Yes, folks, we will talk once a month on Zoom, and you can give me your ideas for future episodes. And then we have a professional package, the Dr. K power up. That is for businesses that want to tap into the platform. If you guys can, please sign up to be a member today. It is highly appreciated and it helps us keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.